I thought it was pretty good overall. I mean, there's oh, well, hello. This is Matt Kalick, and I am with Kendra. You want to say hi? It is,
Hi.
and we're trying to be talking about Stranger Things season 4 and what we thought about it. And I think overall it was a very good season. I don't know how they're going to top it. It's a shame that they're going to be canceled. It's going to be, canceled after the next season. But all things have to come to an end at one time or another. But what did you
Very
think?
true.
What did you think
I
about
really
it?
liked it. I was hoping maybe for a little bit of a different ending. Um, it left like on a cliffhanger, but I felt like it wasn't as big of a cliffhanger as I was expecting it to be.
Oh,
But I do think that Will is going to play a major part in the next season, just with
mm-hmm.
kind of how it ended.
Do you think Will ever was? He had some. I don't want to say preordained, not like. But did you think he was ever may have been like, oh, what I can't remember what one's name was on the show. I know his other name was Vecna, but
Um,
if he was ever sort of like him.
I don't know. Maybe I I know that the Mind Flayer from season 1 is still somewhat attached to him,
Mm-hmm.
which obviously I feel like if anything's in the upside down, it's also connected to Vecna somehow as
Mm-hmm.
well. So it'll be interesting to see what this next season brings, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you don't I don't know if you know anything about D&D, but mind flayers in D&D, they were squid like creatures that attach themselves to host
Okay.
and basically they ate away at their host until there was nothing left but them. They were
Okay.
they were basically, and they were psionic creatures, but they were also survival of the fittest. But
Okay.
so I don't know. Another thing I wonder to know is where do you? I mean, whoever Papa was, I don't remember his name, what Papa's real in the show's name was, but he said he couldn't control one really, so he started making others.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think he? How do you do that? I mean, do you just go about finding, or did he? I know there was that picture of all those kids at one time, and we saw all these other kids, but I'm at one time. Did he inject them with some of one's like blood or something?
Like his DNA or something, maybe.
Yeah, like are these all partially? Are these partially like him?
Yeah, and maybe 11 was the closest to him.
Could be because what I also, but see, wasn't she supposed to be his biological daughter?
Papa, or
Yeah, Papa.
I think so.
Yeah, so So unless he concocted some kind of serum from his DNA that he was given these, because it talked about psychedelic um, drugs, and he gave it
Mm-hmm.
to her mother, and that affected her in, utero.
Yeah.
So, but I like it. I will tell you this: it was a slow burn to start. What did you think
Mm-hmm.
about that?
I agree.
About
It was a little slow to start, but I felt like it picked up pretty well. Um, I had seen that there were a lot of like unscripted moments that happened, which I thought were cool. Um,
you mean like things that they just filmed and it wasn't scripted?
yeah, like they were filming and it just the actors just decided to put something in there and it wasn't in the script and it worked and they just kept it.
That's cool. I um, there was in the first episode, where she got, she gets bullied, or where she's narrating, 11's narrating basically the letter she sent to Will,
Mike.
Mike, yeah, Mike. I always get those two mixed up. And she's narrating to him about, how uh, the one who's smells like stinky plants,
Oh yeah.
and then about how his big letter should be coming any day, and but his car's broke, so I don't know how he will be getting to there.
Mm-hmm.
And then we meet why don't not Maverick. Why do I want to say Maverick? It's not Maverick. Then we meet
Argyle.
Argyle. Yeah, Argyle. Isn't that a measure of heat?
I have no idea.
I don't know what Argyle is. But then we meet him, and then oh, wouldn't you love to have went to school in a pizza van?
Right.
Yeah. And then we get into the classroom situation where uh, she's going up there and she's getting her oh telling about her dad,
Mm-hmm.
about. And then did you notice about that girl who sort of was playing footsie with
Will.
Will, and he just shrugs away?
Yeah.
And now I know it's a big thing in this season, but I think other season, if anybody hasn't noticed it, it played a big. They mentioned it once in season one, and in season three they mentioned it, because if you remember, I'm not going to say the word that she said her that when his mom was in the sheriff office, and
Yeah.
he said, oh well, his dad used to call him you know
Yeah.
and then in season three he said, uh Mike, right? It's Mike.
Yeah.
Mike said to Will, she said, what, did you think we were going to stay kids forever? And then he was just saying, I'm sorry, you don't like girls or something like that. He said that. Now they didn't quite say what contents, but if you guys follow it all, you know basically what's going on here.
Right.
Yes, but besides, I think we can establish what let's just say his sexuality is. And that's why, oh, that popped up. And he likes his friend, but there's basically, I say it's like so I don't know if you could call it a three-way love triangle, but there's two people. It's I don't know, but what did you think about that?
And I think they definitely gave hints as to what his sexuality was without coming across with saying it. And I think personally, I felt the scene in the van where Will is talking to Mike about 11 and his relationship and like all of this stuff. And he's being very like open with him in that aspect, and then you see him crying afterwards. You can tell that it very much like hurt him to not be more open with Mike.
Yeah, it did. I can see that. I guess and then I love that where he finally did reveal what that painting was. I love that scene. And he said, well, you're the heart. I mean, yeah.
And I really liked the conversation that Will and Jonathan had when they were at the pizza place as well. Up for 11's battle.
Yeah.
I felt like a very good conversation as well.
I thought that was good because well, they said, well, I guess we haven't talked in a while and we haven't been close as we should. Talking about a Lego stuck up his nose.
Yeah.
What did you think about when they did go to that pizza place, and like, where are you going? They're thinking, where are you gonna? He's talking about, oh well, yeah, Argyle. He's thinking, yep, got to be clean to. I can't remember what he said, but he's thinking all this other stuff, and I'm like, no. And then he's like measuring her, and he's like, yeah, I think you'll fit. And then they go there, and it's and it looks like, I'm like, what do these pizza shops? I know these pizza shops come, probably they build them exactly the same way, but do the people do? It's like
it had a lot of the same like workers.
Yeah.
The same type of workers, which I thought was funny.
Yeah, and then he bribes him with a joint.
Yep.
Which,
yeah, I liked how they were able to pull all the different groups together at the end.
Yeah. That was good. The last the battle with Vecna, I don't know. You think he's dead?
I don't know. I felt like they left it open enough that if they needed to bring him back, they could,
I had heard,
but he could also be dead.
yeah, I had heard a theory that, well, I hope Max comes back because right now she's like brain dead or something. I don't know if she is or what because they said her heart stopped for I don't know how many minutes.
Yeah, she's just unconscious currently.
But I heard a theory that because they said when Vecna kills you, he takes everything from you.
Mm-hmm.
So what if his body is destroyed, but what if his mind, like next season, will go into the the real world or through her?
It could.
Yeah.
It'll be
So
interesting to see what they do for the next season.
yeah, I wonder if they're filming it now because I got one of the a lot of these kids are right now they're in 19. I mean they're 18
Mm-hmm.
or some of them are 20. So,
Yeah.
and some of the other kids they're in some of the other guys they're in their 30s.
Are they?
Yep. You know why they sometimes they hire older actors to play younger characters? It's to get
Why?
it's to get around child labor laws.
Huh.
Yep. That's why. Because I've always wondered, well, like, no, you're not. You're not. At least I think they've gotten people that look like they could be.
Like they're that age.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Um, do you have a favorite part from this season?
Honestly, I think I kind of really liked Eddie's like metal scene
Oh
that he did in
yeah,
the Upside Down with him and Dustin. I really liked that.
I don't think it was quite what people thought it would be when they saw it in the trailer. They thought, well, at one part, I thought, is this going to be that older guy as a younger person? You know, as being younger. I don't know, but our I don't just didn't know, but our and then later on when you found out about music waking people up, like was this what
Mm-hmm.
woke? But no, and then when Eddie, died, which I wondered, I thought, I did
Yeah,
think,
that broke my whole heart.
oh yeah, I was like, why do they always have to bring these like one-off characters into
Yeah,
this?
they bring in these characters that you grow to like really like throughout this season and then they die.
Well, I don't know if Barb wasn't there much. I don't even know if she was there for two
No, she was
episodes.
just Nancy's friend. Yeah.
And then there was Bob. Then
Yeah, and I
Bob,
don't really remember him a lot.
Bob, he was his boyfriend. Oh God, I can't remember her name. Can't remember the character's name. It's not Nancy. It's not the Wheelers. It's the other family. The other
Oh,
Renona. Is her name Renona Wider?
Yeah, Winona.
Yeah, it was
Yes,
her
her
character.
character's boyfriend.
Yeah, and then he played, and then he stayed throughout the entire season until he got killed by a Demodog.
Yeah.
And then third season, we get that Russian guy.
Alexei, I loved him.
Yeah, I wish we could understand what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that too. I really liked him.
There was a Russian in this episode, in this season. I mean, he wasn't in all of this season, but where was he? That guard. Yeah, he would have been in all.
He was in a lot of it.
Yeah, and he survived. I'd like to see if I don't know. I don't think he'll be making a return, but it'd be interesting if we do. Because he said he had didn't he say he had a wife and a kid?
Yeah. But I think it'll be interesting to see if they kind of pull him in yet. Because I feel like they have the ability to, since they're still technically dealing with Russia as well.
Yeah. Because this is actually during like what they call the Cold War.
Mm-hmm.
So it's in the 80s, you know. But
yeah, so I feel like there's a way for them to pull him back in if they would need it.
How do you think they're going to cover up this big? They're calling it an earthquake or something, but I mean, I don't
know, but it doesn't, like, it's not an earthquake. Like, it's just it was amazing to me that the town people just bought into it being an earthquake. And I'm like, it doesn't even look like it was an earthquake. It kind of looks like a volcano explosion mixed with an earthquake, possibly.
Well, there are sometimes when there's earthquakes, especially if you're next to that type of fault line, there could be some type of that. But I don't think. I mean, where do they live? I mean, they live in Minnesota.
Well, they were in yeah, maybe.
No, Minnesota.
Because
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure
Hawkins, Indiana. That's what it is. I remember Hawkins was in Indiana, right?
I think so. I knew it has to be like on this side of the United States because they went across country when they went to California.
Yes. And then, when everything starts really getting bad, even after the earthquake, you see these dark clouds in the sky and you get lightning and
yeah, it's just so odd that they just buy into it and no one's like, wonder what's going on.
Yeah. And then
it's just so interesting to me.
And then they think that there was a cult that they're blaming.
Yes. That the Dungeons and Dragons was a cult.
Yeah, like they called the Hellfires Club. I mean, do they realize if you go back further in time, that name was used by gentlemen's clubs?
Really?
Yes. Gentlemen's clubs would call I don't know exactly what they did, but they would call it, they called it the Hellfire Club.
Okay.
But yeah, they it just and then what did you think when Dusty told
Eddie's uncle
about because he was taking down that flyer and he was putting up like a lost and missing or something,
like a missing person. Yeah. It broke my heart. I was very sad. I really liked Eddie's character, so it hurt me to even see his character die. But then to see Dustin, who was a really good friend of Eddie's, have to tell his family member that he passed, and just the nice things that Dustin said about him
Yeah,
really warmed my heart as well.
but I guess they're using him as a fall guy or something because they're not really ever going to
Mhm.
find out who killed
No.
those people. They'll just use it. I had a feeling. I'm like, he's not going to go. That should have told me he's going to die because he's not going to be able to reintegrate into society unless the government like hides him.
Yeah.
Or that one branch of the government. And then I don't think it would be like today. And I tell you, that all those basketball players, those people were psychotic.
Oh yeah, they were like very much like Kool-Aid drinkers. They like took
Yep.
this theory, they just ran with it.
Yes.
And I was so excited when Jason died. It made me so happy.
I was like, yeah, you finally got your comeuppance, but it also freaked me out the way that line that when the ground was opening up and it just
it was like a laser. It was very weird.
It just evaporated. It just disintegrated.
Yeah. It was really weird, but I was definitely happy when that happened.
One thing, now this might sound critical, but when it was cute, and I finally understood what they were writing back and forth to each other on those cards. And I didn't think about this till later. I'm like, why are you guys writing or drawing on the cards? Vecna can read your minds. So it wouldn't matter if you wrote it down or said it out loud. He's going to know what you say before you say it.
True, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, so there's your pretty kitty. Don't worry.
She's a pain. What was your favorite scene from the season?
My favorite scene, I will have to say one of them, it definitely had to be Eddie's, Eddie's. He's one of the guy who got killed. And not the, probably the death scene. That was one of my favorite scenes. And then I like the stuff with Max. I like all of these things with Max, like her coming to terms with the death of her stepbrother.
Mm-hmm.
And then I liked oh God, what is the second oldest girl's name?
Nancy?
Yeah, Nancy. Not Nancy. The one that's been hanging out with is it
Robin?
Yeah, Robin. I like the stuff she's been getting into. She's been coming out more. She's been doing a lot more and coming into her own. So I liked it when they were running, well, not running, but they were walking through the Upside Down in the woods. And then said, it's a hive mind, so watch your step. And then and then she's walking through there, and then she goes off by herself, and just just some of the stuff she says, it's so funny. And I also liked the outfits that they gave them. Like, I don't know if you saw any of the classic like movie references that they like.
Yeah, I saw the one with Lucas and Max and that 70s show. Did you see
Mhm.
that one?
No, I'm not too sure what you're meaning.
So one of the shirts that Lucas wore was similar to a shirt that Eric wore in that
Oh,
70s show.
oh, you talking
And
about the
Max wore a
green?
shirt. Yeah, and then Max wore a shirt that Donna had wore.
Okay. I'm talking about like when they went back to the upside down this year, and well, this season. And they were all geared up like they're gonna fight something. But and like,
Yeah, their battle outfits.
yeah, and then he's got and Robin, she's got that beret on
Yes.
and stuff like that. That reminded me straight of off of the Lost Boys.
Yeah.
And then there was uh oh, I tell you, when I can see why they made 11 wore layers of clothes, because when she got in that tub, she maybe she did not look as young as she was supposed to be, because she's supposed to be
Right.
what 16 or
Yeah,
15.
15 or 16, somewhere in that area.
Yeah. And that was a wig. She's wearing a wig, right?
Yeah, I had saw that. She had made a comment about how she didn't want to shave her head because of the shooting of the movie that she's in, the Alona Holmes movies.
Oh yeah.
Another one.
Oh
So
yeah.
she shave her head because of that.
All I have to say is, if somebody said, I'm like, no, that's you didn't shave your head, I could tell that was a wig.
I honestly couldn't. I didn't know that she didn't shave her head until I had saw
No,
a post about it.
no, I could tell that was a wig. But it just didn't look natural. It looked, well, it didn't look like it was short enough. It looked like it was not as short as when she was a kid. That's probably why I could tell, because usually if you're going to shave somebody's head to put electrodes, well, in this one they never like glued the electrodes onto your head.
She wore like a helmet, didn't she?
Yeah, maybe that's why they said, well, we're not going to shave it as short.
Yeah, maybe.
But I was shocked how long. Well, it because of COVID. That's one reason why it took as long. They said it took 3 years. That's about how long it used to take them to 3 or 4 years to make a Star Wars movie. But anymore, they now they're popping those out. They're not. They haven't done that in a while, but
Yeah, and I wonder why it's going to be 2 years. I wonder if it has to do with actors doing other prior engagements as to why it's going to
probably.
be such a long wait.
I'll take 2 years besides 3.
Oh, for sure.
But uh, um, Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. But what you doing?
I was putting some food away, so I turned my camera off because I had to set you down. Didn't think you wanted to stare at my lights.
Oh, but yeah, I think it was a good season. I mean, oh, did you realize what that sword was from when
Yeah, you had sent it to me, and now I can't remember.
it was
Was it from the Gladiators?
No, it was from Conan the Barbarian.
Yes.
And they said if you would look at the poster in one of the characters' rooms, it was a hint to where it says. And when I first saw him and I saw him pick it up, I'm like, that sword looks familiar. I'm like, because I've watched that movie a lot, and I'm like, what? Who gives that sword to just like? I know they were just giving them like, I thought they were just giving them like farming tools or something.
Yeah, I thought it was weird that they had a giant sword and guns and stuff.
Well, they didn't give them any guns. I mean,
they had a gun.
Huh?
I thought they had a gun when they were fighting the Demogorgon.
Well, the prisoners didn't have any guns.
Okay.
The prisoners didn't have any guns. The Hopper, what he did was he fought with the guard to get that the lighter, and then he poured that alcohol on the spear, and then and then by that time, Murray and that woman, they were getting in there to rescue him, but then they came back with the flamethrower and guns, which that's another nod to another 80s movie, The Thing.
I don't know that I've seen that one.
You've never seen The Thing?
I don't think so.
There was an original version back in the 60s. And then there's John Carpenter's The Thing, which we need to do either a B or I don't know what you would call, not too much of a horror type of movie. Month, maybe this coming fall.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Maximum Overdrive?
I think so, once, a very long time ago.
Okay. It was the only movie directed by Stephen King.
Really? I didn't know that.
He wrote it and directed it. Of course, they said he was high most of the time.
Well, whatever gets you by.
Yeah. But, well, do you want to call it for here? You want to hear?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Well, it's nice seeing you again. And
it was good seeing you too.
Yep. I hope you have a good, lovely, say, night or evening.
Yeah, you too.
You too.